Ah! Welcome to No Closet Left Behind. I'm here with Nick, Justice, and Edward, and we are located right now in, what neighborhood are we? Uptown Chicago? Uptown Chicago, and we are having our pre-Christmas No Closet Left Behind podcast, and so we have come up with a variety of topics to chat about today, and we're going to see if our hot takes are too spicy, or... What do you think, Justice?
I'm just here for a good time.
Okay, well, amazing. I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves. My name is Ryan. I live in Chicago. I am gay. I work as a consultant. I travel.
You're
I make
gay?
Jump scare.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
And I'm in the process of figuring out what I like, and I don't know what that is. And currently, I want to be a content creator. I don't know where that's going to take me, but I'm learning a lot of skills from that whole process. And I've got Nick and Edward, who are both interested in learning how to speak on camera. Edward has a bit more better takes than Nick sometimes, and then Nick is a bit more better at editing, and he gets the whole like tech background and stuff. And Justice is our spiritual life coach.
Like the Marianne Williams of the team.
You know who Marianne Williams is?
She was Oprah's spiritual coach, but now she's running for president. She's my number one choice.
Yeah, Justice isn't the most political. Throughout our time knowing each other, I don't think we have ever had the deepest conversations about politics. Though I know you did have one friend who didn't like me after we had one conversation or something. Like I said something nice to her, and I thought it was fine and whatever, and we were partners in a group project, and I don't know what happened, but I was just continuing being normal with our relationship. And after we went out one night, the next day she didn't respond, and I was like, hey, are we doing XYZ thing or something? And she's like, actually, I hate you.
I love it for her.
And I was like,
She knows
what? And needless to say, we had a project in college that was due together, so that it didn't end up going that well. But we're here, and I'm still friends with Justice.
Yeah.
Turned out super well, for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. So the first topic that we're going to be talking about today is Ryan's fish. So earlier in the year, was it this year or last year I had the fish?
I think it was last year.
Last year, I had a fish that I would regularly take on walks, and I invited Justice to come and walk my fish with me, and he refused. And I would have gone out of my way to walk a fish with someone if I was invited. But Justice did not.
Okay, Ariel.
Yeah. It's giving me turtle trapped by a Coke holder, and you're like, oh, I'm just taking my fish out on a walk. It's this poor fish that just had something on it. But
Justice,
it's a video.
can you show the camera what the fish looks like and what I sent you, and then I want you to just tell people what you remember.
You're gonna walk it to the camera?
Yeah, you can.
Get up and walk.
Yeah,
Okay.
be creative. This is not a high budget. Actually, hold on. Actually, this is what I can do. I can just say, so this is
It's
going to be the video
here.
of the fish. Sit down. You're fine. I forgot we can edit and do post-production.
okay.
2023.
2023 is the year of Ryan learning to listen while talking more than ever before. 2024. Wait, yeah, 2023 is over.
Yeah. We're right at the end.
Oh, okay. Well, so back to the fish thing. So I had a fish. Here's a video of my fish. Yeah, I sent that to Justice, and I invited him to come with me, and he didn't come. So, Justice, if you want to... That's what she said. But I guess that's what it would be. That's what he said. Justice, do you want to just tell them about what you remember from the fish?
I was baffled. And I was like, am I high? Because he asked me to walk a fish. I don't understand what's happening.
You were high.
I probably no. And then to get the video of you walking, you have first of all, where did you see that you needed to have a leash for a fish? Where did you find that?
If I did not have a leash, the fish would have swam away.
Who did you see have a fish on a leash that you wanted to replicate?
Where's the magic? I want to know. I want you to tell me
Did
how
you,
you did
you
it.
did not come up with this. I know there's other people out there that do this.
You don't think I'm creative enough to
That's not what I
No.
said. That's
I
not what
don't.
I said.
Okay, well, just logistically, think out this fish. I told you I had it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you somehow never saw it.
Yes.
How tell me just what are your thoughts on it?
I'm sad I didn't see you walking a fish. We were busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, gay summer.
Nick, Edward, what are your thoughts on me having a pet fish that I would take to Lake Michigan to walk? This was like a 10-pound bass.
I need.
Do you have
I need the story.
you want the story?
It's a
Yeah, I
10
need,
pound
like,
bass?
I need the prequel. You saw the video, didn't you?
Hold on.
Never
Just this
seen
whole
this fish.
Oh my God.
I don't know who she is.
Just well back.
So background, it was summer. I was having a pretty crazy summer, and this person came up to me, and they were like, "Oh, I have a fish," and it was more of like a fish tank situation because I'm friends with a lot of people who are above the age of 50, and one of them was like, "I'm moving out of my apartment," and it was this whole thing. But so I sent this video to Justice.
Exactly. Do you see where the questions come from now?
Questions. That's why I was like, I need.
Who the hell did you see with the fish that you had to get a
Did
leash?
you like tie it up and like come back to it? Like,
I mean, logistically, how do you guys think I did this?
and
Like,
what happened? What happened?
How did you get into the water?
How does a collar fit on a fish?
What is the fish
I
color?
was not certain to find out. Was
That's what I'm saying.
was it kind of like the greyhound collars where they're like built slightly differently? Because like greyhounds, you got to get a special collar because their heads are smaller than their necks.
it wasn't a special collar. It was just like a long, really thin, like piece of like not thread. It was like something I'd buy at like Home Depot. It was like rope, but like not rope. It was like that waterproof plastic rope that's kind of gross.
Like around the fish,
Yes.
and then he just like would hang out.
Well, I mean, he
So
didn't
the kind
have-
of rope that kills fish in the wild.
Back to the turtle.
Don't forget the turtles.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get onto my sea turtle story another day. But when I was a child, around the age of, I'm not gonna say that. That's actually a felony. It wasn't me. It was the other kids.
But who here has not committed a felony?
Justice, what is your sister's name?
Truth.
And what is your last name?
Lawson.
And what is your name?
It's Truth and Justice Lawson. That's my
And what's your
sister.
mom do?
She was the warden.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do love.
It all tracks.
I love that. But so logistically, I had
Opinions.
I had this fish for a while, and it was a lot. I don't like cleaning the tank or dealing with all that. But Justice, how do you
can barely
think?
take care of yourself?
Wait,
Wait,
what's we talking about?
like you would take it from home to the water?
We only did it twice, which is why it was a big deal that Justice didn't come.
We're not talking about that.
I feel like on my deathbed, he's gonna lean down and whisper, "You didn't come walk my fish."
He's pulling a plug because you didn't walk his fish. Like
like
how
that's
did
gonna be my last, like the last thing I hear.
it's your last moments, and you're like, I don't know what I'm living for anymore, and
'Cause I didn't walk that
he's
damn
gonna be
fish.
like,
Yeah.
you didn't walk my fish. You don't care about animals. The World Wildlife Fund is going to sue you.
Bring it on.
How do you think I got it to the water?
I don't know. I feel like it was like.
It was a big fish.
Within an inch
A
of its
plastic
life.
bag filled with water.
Exactly. One of those little,
Like a Ziploc bag.
like a goldfish, but just like a trash bag.
So are you just imagining me logistically trying to get this like giant like multi-foot fish?
Well,
And I was walking it around Mark's apartment. So up at
how are you walking it around an apartment?
Here,
I just
over
figured
here.
out how you walked it around a lake.
Yeah. Did you take it to the water for a walk? And then brought it back? Mark's apartment. Mark has a fish tank. I've never seen
Mark has a waterway in his home.
Do you go hang out with people with fish tanks, and you just put your fish
I
in the tank?
frequently hang out with people that.
He has separation anxiety.
It's emotional support fish.
You just only have friends with fish tanks.
I'm just still so sad that you never came or saw it. It was like this whole thing for a while.
This is literally gonna be like haunting me for the rest of my life.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't
It
because
could have been like that would have been better than skydiving to just see you walking a damn fish.
I went skydiving. I went fish walking. I went 2.7 seconds on a horse named Fu Manchu.
yeah, Justice, just so you know this, I never had a pet fish.
Sad face. The truth.
What?
I never had a pet fish.
What was that video?
Did you just leash up some random fish? So you just like
Threw a piece
saw a
of
fish in
string.
the
He
park?
saw the fish and threw a piece of string into
I'm
the
very
water, and he was
confused
just
now.
like,
You're like breaking my heart also.
yeah.
Hillary's dead.
I sent you 2 videos on. 2 separate days of that fish.
Okay.
I never had a pet fish.
So where did you get those videos?
I did take them.
AI is amazing.
Did you edit that?
No, I mean, that was a legitimate video I took.
Somebody else was doing that.
I'm so confused. Wait, how
Somebody's more mentally fucked up than you to think that they need to walk their fish.
Yeah, I was just casually walking from where does the lake jump happen when people are jumping the lake? What?
I don't know. That's far too straight and Caucasian for me.
Montrose Beach. Yeah, I was just walking from Montrose all the way down to where I live, and as I was doing it, the like whole air show and stuff was going on.
Yeah.
And I go to the area, you know how
The fish was stressed. The air and water show was the cruelest thing to all the animals in the zoo, and
the people.
not to forget, anybody who's actually been a refugee or a veteran is like deeply traumatized because they're like, are we being attacked? And the first time I lived in Chicago, the air and water show happened the day after we started beef with Russia again. And I was like, oh shit, Russia's coming for Chicago? That's unexpected.
Yeah, I'm very anti air and water show. There's probably not an event in Chicago I am more against. Like it upsets me, it traumatizes me, it scares dogs, cats, people. It's these really loud giant.
And you're basically a chihuahua.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you're just shaking.
I don't have the anxiety of a chihuahua, but
You should.
yeah, but like the air and water show just completely I hate it. It's loud, it's everywhere. I mean, and these aren't even like the most up-to-date state-of-the-art planes. These are the old ones that we don't use at war. So
Or
yeah, these are the old ones that we don't use at war. So like imagine what people in countries where we have like our military aircraft like flying over daily like actually have to deal with, because we're looking at it as a like, oh wow, look, America.
Power.
But like the way that 90% of the world, probably 99% of the world that interacts with those planes interacts with it, it's like a tool of oppression. Yeah.
no.
I don't like it, and I don't like it flying over the city. I don't like it flying over my house. I don't like how they stand or like hover right outside of my window.
Yeah, Hillary, stop doing that.
Poor girl.
But yeah, Justice, I never had a pet fish. I was just kind of like walking. I saw someone with a fish on a leash, and then I took a video of myself holding it.
Throws the leash into the water. Good luck.
I'm heartbroken.
You believed this for like a while,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I never
did.
told you.
Like, you broke my heart right now.
Yeah, we're gonna actually cut that out
Yep.
because we can't break it.
Because I'm going to cry.
Yeah, I can't believe I held that from you for like.
I can't believe you did it either.
You're the only person who believed it.
Well, also, it's you. So, like, all people would text me that, hey, come walk my fish. Like, I would get that from you. It doesn't make sense to come from anyone else.
believable.
Right? That's why it was believable, because it's you.
Yeah,
True.
Like, no one else could text me that.
yeah.
I'm so hurt.
It was so entertaining. The amount of people who I told Justice like believes that I have a fish too.
No, I actually, like, sent that video to people.
Yeah, I know you told people, but it was like so cute and wholesome, and it wasn't like a bad thing. And there really was a fish in the water.
I just have more questions now.
Yeah,
Fish do
Who
live.
is this
Fish do live in the
Who
water.
is this man with the fish in the water then?
Oh, it was just some like old Asian man who was fishing.
Was he fishing? What?
He had like a whole bunch of like clothing on to like protect him from the sun or something. You know, like he was like in like an umbrella, but it wasn't an umbrella. I don't know how to describe it properly.
Like a Beetlejuice type
Yeah,
situation.
and the string was just like attached to one of the like ropes that Chicago has like on all of the things that go into the water, and I just kind of like grabbed it and walked with it, and he never said anything to me.
Well, so that's so he's like the so
Did
he's
I
like
say- afterwards I was like, cool fish.
so it reminds me of like one of my previous roommates when she was a child, and she was trying to figure out like, what is my career? What is my like dream job? And you know, there was like the mailman and the milkman, and then in the park there was also the pigeon man. And she decided that she was like, honestly, I'm gonna learn that. I'm going to become a pigeon person as my career. Like, so she figured out, she spent time with the pigeon man, and she was able to do like where she would like walk into an area with pigeons and she would just like open her arms up and the pigeons would flock and land on her. And then the first time she showed her mom that she had learned this skill, her mom was like, "Yeah, you're never doing that again."
Like the lady from Home Alone.
Yes, like quite literally, except it was in Japan, so it was a little Japanese man who was just like chilling with the pigeons and she was like, "That's the dream job. That's the goal."
I saw this like group of people in London, at the like park that's like right in front of like Buckingham Palace. I don't know if these birds like lived in the park or if they like brought them from home, but like they were just like there was a man who had like seeds, and then there was just like two other people that I think that he had like given the seeds to.
Were they walking their birds?
No, but they were like they would like release it to the tree and then like call it back, and it would like come back to their hand. And I was like, and then it's me just like,
Well, falconry is like a thing in the UK.
they were like parakeets, or like.
Oh, parakeets are huge in the UK.
I was like, interesting. Such a random thing to like run into.
Yeah, they have like a really large population in the UK because they just like released a bunch of them and then they started breeding, and so like there are these like kind of large quantities of exotic birds that are like rampant throughout the UK.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like that tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care about exotic birds that much, but they are pretty.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, they're
yes,
not
that's what a
fish.
parakeet looks like.
Yeah, I very much so care about fish, but yeah, Justice, I'm sorry to break that to you, but I waited like. Give it to him. Let him live. Yeah, I'm sorry to like break that to you, but I waited a year and a half, and I teased you with it for years, and I would lightly mention it every once in a while to like
Yeah, you
refresh
did.
it in your brain. It was like not manipulative, but it was like a little bit manipulative. Because again, nobody else thought I had a fish. Like I sent that video to a fair amount of people, and they either didn't respond or they like didn't believe that I'm walking a fish.
That's like Mark's picture yesterday in the group chat for like the scratch off lottery ticket.
Oh, did he win anything?
It was no.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is that it wasn't a real photo. Just like it wasn't a real fish, or I guess the fish was real, but it wasn't your fish.
Well, it was a real lottery ticket too,
Somebody else's lottery
but
ticket.
it was somebody else's.
Yeah,
And it was somebody else's fish.
it was somebody else's fish.
So the internet's fake and
Yeah,
people lie to you.
The lesson was
And to the man out there that has the fish.
And speaking of
We know
fish,
who you.
let's talk about the Senate twink.
Oh my god! Wow, what a.
If he
segue.
wasn't dragging, it would be fishy.
What do we know about the Senate twink? Who's the most educated on this topic?
I think
He likes large German sausage.
Oh, they were German. In
Um,
French judiciary.
They're multiple.
Nick, I can't hear you. You have to talk into the mic.
And
Looking for the peripherals. Like that's
that's basically all I know. But honestly, good for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he needs to like drill down and double down on this whole thing and brand himself as a Senate twink and go all
Yeah,
in
like
on
we
an
were saying.
OnlyFans strategy, just doing porn. He already lost his job. It doesn't matter.
I think you should create an account with that name so that he has to pay you for it, though.
Well, also, I think he
I guess
should
I could-
double penetrate to really double down.
I just like the memes like that people were making for it because it was like Kamala Harris walking back in and they're just like, oh,
Oops. Speaking of the Senate twink, apparently, a lot of gays in DC know each other, and
Okay, who's a gay person who
You-
doesn't
that's-
know like
exactly.
50% of the gays in DC? Like, every homosexual is like well linked to DC. We run this country.
sister city.
yeah, honestly, it's a red flag if you meet a gay person and you have no mutuals in common. Like, I mean, if it's like a queer woman, right? Like, different than like a gay male.
Yeah.
But like, if I meet another gay man and I have no mutuals in common with them, it's typically a red flag, unless they only follow like a couple hundred people and they don't like use social media or something. I'm like, why don't you know
Zero
anyone that I
posts.
know? Anyone. Because that's how I would say you can use mutuals to kind of, what is it?
Gauge.
Gauge.
It's
Yeah.
like only like dating people who have TSA pre-check because the government's already done the background check for you.
The government's not good at background checks. Like, let's be real.
Oh yeah,
There's someone in my Twitter coming at me right now, in like the comments because I'm like taking the train from Miami to Orlando, and they were like, "You should fly," bada 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 bada, and they were like telling me that it's like basically the same time and all this stuff, and I was like, "Well, no, flying is faster. I'm just taking the train because I want to." He's like, "No, flying isn't faster. You've got to wait in line with the TSA and blah and get there and blah da da da," and I'm like, I don't wait in line at TSA. Like, I show up to the airport 30 minutes before my flight boards, and which,
last one on the plane.
yeah.
You have so much less anxiety than I do. I listen
How
to
many
that
hours
rule.
before
They're
are
like,
you there?
they're like, you're supposed to arrive 2 hours early, and I'm like, oh no, I am only gonna be there an hour and 45 minutes early. I hope that I make my flight. I'm terrified.
Yeah, I've only missed one flight in my life. I've probably flown a few hundred times, but I only missed it because I decided to Uber to the airport instead of taking the train. And so we got stuck in traffic on the way to O'Hare, when in reality, I could take the train and I would have skipped it all. So, moral of the story, try to live in a city
public
with
transit.
a airport train.
Airport train.
Airport train.
I don't think DC has an airport train.
I feel like they do have an airport train.
Well, I flew, when I went to DC, I flew out of Maryland one time, so that was a whole, like, you can fly into DC pretty cheap by going into the Maryland, Baltimore airport, whatever that is, and then you have to, like, take a train and go into DC, and it's fine, but...
Speaking of Maryland, D.C., where the hell is Potomac? I have so many
Potomac,
questions.
Maryland.
Is it like a city or is it like a province? Like, what is it?
It's so there's the Potomac region, but then there's
I
also
love the house. I love y'all.
yes, but Potomac is like a town. It's not really a city because like it doesn't like nobody's doing business out of
Like, is your
Potomac.
address say Potomac or like?
Yes,
Okay.
there's an area code.
Potomac, Maryland is an unincorporated community in a census-designated place in Montgomery County. I should not be using my southern accent. I'm from Orlando.
It's also not good.
No, it is not. Yeah.
I love that Florida's not actually like the South.
It's a fever dream.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Florida? Being that I'm from Florida, and it's I mention it fairly frequently, and it comes up. And
I almost die every time I go there. I hate it.
I cannot imagine anything good coming out of Florida.
me,
I cannot imagine anything good coming out of Florida.
you had your chance to like fix that statement. You wanna?
I think he knows.
I cannot
Can't
imagine anything good coming out of Florida. I enjoy you, but I'm not saying you're good.
Like, I like orange juice. Orange juice is pretty good.
Most of
I
our
hate
oranges-
raisins. They also produce all the raisins. Fuck that.
Raisins. Do raisins use a lot of water?
Yeah.
Probably
They're grapes.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
but grapes
Not like
grapes
almonds.
use water.
Sorry. That was just like a side thought.
Aren't grapes like 80% water?
Yeah, grapes are mostly water.
Like watermelon?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's
kind
like
of.
Watermelon.
Like, it's
I
a.
never heard that about grapes.
Have you ever bitten? Have you ever bitten
Have you
into
ever
a grape?
eaten a grape and
Yes.
You notice how it's normally not dry.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my guessing ability is perfect. The amount of times I estimate and just
A percentage of water in grapes?
yeah, grapes are 82% water. I guessed 80%.
Wait, so are we more water
Is
than
that
grapes
your
are?
Roman Empire?
81%.
Wait. No, but like, aren't humans more water than grapes then?
No.
What's the
What
percentage?
what percentage? Because I think people are like a wild amount of water.
Humans are 60% water. So
Doesn't
you're not
know.
you're not at grape
We're
level
not a
yet.
grape.
Yeah. I'm not a grape. I don't have enough water in me to be a grape.
It's okay. Just like don't go in a pool for too long and like when your toes turn into raisins.
Prunes.
Exactly. So we don't seem that far off from grapes because we also get all pruny and like raisiny.
Imagine if your whole body did that. That'd be weird.
Yeah. Well, isn't it meant to like give you like an adaptive advantage to like grip things in the water?
Yeah, they've like done multiple studies
try to
and
figure
they
out why.
literally can't figure out why it happens.
Yeah. I think it's just like I don't think it's natural selection type thing. I think it's just something that happens.
I think it's kind of one of those things where it's just like
Not everything's about us.
cute little girly things, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, I'm a prune."
Speaking of prunes, Sundays at Queen.
What does that have to do with prunes?
Nothing. I just wanted to have a terrible transition.
I was saying, I'm glad someone else called it out because I was like, what?
Because I was like, it's not Sundays at the nursing home, in which I would totally understand a prune reference.
I actually don't know what a prune is.
I know that it helps old people to poo.
Would you think it's a fruit?
I don't know if I've ever had a prune.
I don't think I have either.
Was at risk, I wouldn't guess what it looked like.
It looks like a giant raisin.
It is. Prunes are giant raisins.
That
Prune.
prune.
Oh my god, I keep yawning.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know why I keep yawning.
you're not going to be invited back if you keep yawning.
I don't know
This
why
is
I
a
keep
serious professional
I know.
podcast.
Well,
Sorry.
also, like, Sundays at Queen makes sense due to the fact that the only way that you're going to fill a club on a Sunday is using homosexuality. Straight people cannot fill up a club on Sunday. They can fill up a sports bar, but like if you want a nighttime action, straight people aren't going to give that to you. Straight people are not going to provide that. So like that is why they're like the gays can have it.
Justice, you know the most about like clubbing and all that stuff out of the three of us. Four of us here, I would imagine.
What makes you say that?
When you were a promoter. And you, I think, have gone out more than the three of us combined.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is.
What is your insight into
Well, why it's on
Sundays at Queen?
I like it. It's,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like, can we like stop for a second? Like, I'm very high. I feel like we're like on the camera. Sorry, I'm like.
No, you're fine. I also think.
Well, and then he can stop so that